It is Ian from RTO here. Welcome to Friday and welcome to the live album ranking, where we concentrate on some live albums from some of the great bands. And today we are going to look at a band that I really love, and they're called Trapeze. Formed in 1969. And they were called, before they became Trapeze, they were called the Montanas, which had John Jones on trumpet and vocals, Terry Rowley on keyboards, and former Finders Keeper members Glenn Hughes on bass, vocals and pianos, Mel Galley on the guitars, Dave Holland on drums. Jones and Rowley left the band. Then they became a trio and changed their name to the Trapeze. They weren't around for very long. I mean, Glenn Hughes left Trapeze in '73 to join Deep Purple, of course, and then Dave Holland went and joined Judas Priest, and they finally broke up in '82 as Mel Galley joined Whitesnake. There was a little bit of a reunion in 1991 with Hughes, Galley and Holland, and with the help with Jeff Downes. So they've put out some great albums, but live they were brilliant. Their live albums are terrific, doesn't matter which band lineup it is. They've released 5, so we'll have a look at those 5 live albums. So coming in at number 5 is an album that was released in 2001, and it's called Live in Texas, Dead Armadillos, and it was recorded in Austin in 1981, and the band at the time were Mel Galley on guitars, Pete Golby, who sang with Uriah Heep, of course, on the vocals and guitar, Pete Wright on bass, and Steve Bray on the drums. This one opens up a track from Hotwire, Backstreet Love. Hasn't got the same. It's pretty cool. It's a good track off that album. I like that. Then we get Hold On, one of the newer tracks for this lineup from Hold On. Midnight Flyer from Hotwire. You Are the Music. Okay, it hasn't got Glenn singing on, but Pete does a great job. It's a great track anyway. Then we have Black Cloud from Medusa. Really good version, actually. Way Back to the Bone from You Are the Music. You're the Music, We're Just the Band. Great album. And that was the album. Certainly not the classic lineup of Trapeze, is it? But you've got Mel Galley on the guitar, and Pete Colby was a great singer. I like the album. You know, it's a good entertaining album. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, then coming in at number 4. This is live at the Boathouse, and it was recorded on the 13th of September 1975 at the Boat Club in Nottingham for a radio broadcast. Interesting band. It's got bits of original people, and then we've got Mel Galley on guitars and vocals. We've got Rob Kendrick on guitars, Pete Wright on the bass, Dave Holland's on the drums, and Terry Rowley is on synthesizer. So Terry Rowley comes back in. Opens up with from Backstreet Love from Hotwire on. It's a good opening track. I like that. Then we get, of course, the great You Are the Music from We're Just the You Are the Music, We're Just the Band. Jury from Medusa. Really good. Then we get Starbreaker. Now this is from Trapeze, not the original but the 1975 album. It's great to hear that track live. It was always a good track, but it sounds even better live. Way Back to the Bone, steady. One of their sets from You Are the Music, We're Just the Band again. Then we get a Medusa for a couple of tracks. We have the title track Medusa, which is a killer track, and Black Cloud. Then we get the Sunny Side of the Street from Trapeze 1975, and The Raid. I think this is a good album. They've got two guitarists, so you've got a nice rich sound. Mel Galley does a great job on the vocals, actually. Again, it's not the classic lineup, but they still play these songs great, and I do like this album again. And what I do like about Trapeze albums, live albums, you've got all their old songs from most of the albums. It's all covered here, and I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.6. Okay, then coming up at number 3 is an album that was released in 1988, but it was recorded on the reunion tour, and it's called Welcome to the Real World. And this is the classic lineup of Trapeze: Mel Galley, Glenn Hughes, Dave Holland, with Mr. Jeffrey Downes helping them on the keyboards. And this was actually recorded at the Borderline on the 16th of May 1992. Opens up with the killer track, You Are the Music. Brilliant. It's just great to hear Glenn Hughes singing this again. He's still singing it. We sang it with the same gusto as he did in the 70s. Way Back to the Bone. Then we have some tracks. A track that I think was on one of Glenn Hughes' solo albums called Welcome to the Real World. That's pretty good. Then we have Coast to Coast from You Are the Music, We're Just the Band. Brilliant track, I like that one. Then they do Midnight Flyer from Hotwire, which is pretty awesome. Then another track from one of Glenn's albums, Homeland. Then we have 3 cracking tracks to end the album from Medusa: Touch My Life, Your Love Is Alright, and Black Cloud. Absolutely killer tracks and a brilliant thing. It was so good to have this album. 3 of them playing together, playing some of the classic Trapeze songs. It's an amazing album, and I do play this a lot. So I'll give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 2 is an album that was released in 1998, and it's called Live Way Back to the Bone. And it's a collection of previously unreleased live material from the period of 1970 to 1972. So it's Glenn Hughes, Dave Holland, and Mel Galley. First track on here is Way Back to the Bone from You Are the Music. Fantastic. It's raw. It's okay. The recordings are not as good as some of the others, but it's just raw, and you can feel the atmosphere on it. We stay with the You Are the Music, We're Just the Band, and the title track, which is an absolute killer. Then we get Seafall from Medusa. I love that track. That's a great vocal from Glenn. Your Love Is Alright from Medusa again, a really good track. Then we get Medusa itself. Killer. Lots of tracks off Medusa here. Black Cloud, which is absolutely brilliant. Keep Timing from You Are the Music, absolutely killer. And we end up with Touch My Life from Medusa. A great little album. Lots of tracks from Medusa, which is an absolute killer album anyway. And I just love this. And I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.3. So my number 1 album, and it's one that come out on record day in 2021, and it's Live in Houston, and it's recorded at the Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, and recorded on the 21st of October 1972. So it's the classic lineup: Glenn, Dave, and Mel. Opens up to Way Back to the Bone. Absolute killer version on here, probably the best live version I've got from You Are the Music, We're Just the Band. Straight into You Are the Music, killer track, gets the crowd going, that done. And then we have 4 tracks straight off Medusa. We have 4, sorry, there's quite a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have Jury, Seafall, Your Love Is Right, Medusa, which is absolute killer on here, Black Cloud, and a long jammy version of Medusa from Medusa, Touch My Life, absolute killer. Then we get Keeping Time from You Are the Music. I think this is my favourite live trapeze album because the sound is brilliant. You know, this is 1972, but they've cleaned it up. Sounds absolutely brilliant. Some great playing on here. I mean, Dave Holland is brilliant on the drums. Mel's guitar solos are killer. But the highlight to me is just Glenn Hughes. Absolutely killer vocals from Glenn. One of the finest rock singers in this country. He's still out there doing the business now, and he's still got a terrific voice. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.5. So there we go, a little bit of Trapeze. They're a great band. Always some to be forgotten about these days, but not in my house. I play Trapeze quite a lot. I do love this band. I love its soulful rock, as I call it. Okay, that's all for this one. We've got 2 new albums to do. We've got the new album from the Girls' School and the new album from Mammoth to do. So, busy day today on the channel. So I will see you all later. Bye for now.